Yo, yo, yiggity yo. We are about to kick off another Sunday live stream, our weekly live stream, guys. I am excited to chat it up about the NFL draft. A lot of exciting picks, some definitely head scratcher picks where I was like, what in the F is actually going on? But overall, I think the Philadelphia Eagles had a really good draft, and I'm happy with the draft, man. I'm definitely happy with the draft. And I think that a lot of NFL teams will be pretty happy with their drafts. There are some teams where I thought they definitely left some, meat on the bone for sure. But we're going to go through all of these teams and let me know in the comments down below what team you want me to talk about. And we're going to break down this NFL draft, guys. Really exciting time to be an NFL fan. The draft was a lot of fun. A lot of crazy stuff happened. Shedeur Sanders, man, that slide was an epic one, man. One of the craziest slides I've ever seen at the NFL level. Little G, what's going on? Welcome to the chat, buddy. Yeah, I think the Eagles had a pretty good draft. We're going to get into all these different draft classes. I'm going to go over some of my favorites, some of my least favorites, and chop it up, guys. Let me know in the comments what were some of your favorites in this draft class, man. I would love to know. I would love to know. And I appreciate you guys tuning in to the Jay All Day Show. Let's get it rocking, guys. I appreciate you guys all coming in, hanging out, chopping it up, talking some ball. Let's go, Bird Gang. Let's go. All right, guys. And your younger brother's going to be a dad? Congratulations, little G. That means you're going to be a big uncle, huh, bro? Very, very nice. All right, let's get into some of these draft classes, guys. We're going to start with... Oh, it says Commanders agreed to a deal with the District of Columbia to build a stadium at the RFK site, where the team played from 61 to 1996 and where it had its greatest success. Per ESPN's John Keane, an official announcement is expected on Monday. Pretty cool, Commanders fans. You're about to get a new stadium, guys. So we're going to go through all these teams. We're going to start with the Arizona Cardinals. And if you want me to break down a certain team, let me know in the comments down below, guys. We're closing in on 5,100 subscribers. I appreciate you guys so much. Pretty good start to the draft. I like the Arizona Cardinals draft. One of my favorite drafts. They went Walter Nolan at 16. I really like that pick. Will Johnson. The slide on Will Johnson was pretty epic, man. Really impressive guy. 47 overall. That injury that he suffered really, really hurt his draft stock, right? Teflon Don. Who are the Super Bowl champions, Teflon Don? I forget. Don't worry, I'll wait. Don't worry, I'll wait. Go Birds! Go Birds! Let's go! But yeah, I love the Will Johnson pick there. If he comes back healthy, he's one of the best zone guys in this draft. Very, very impressive. I like the Jordan Burch pick too, the edge defender from Oregon. Jalen, what's going on, buddy? Welcome to the chat. Guys, make sure you hit that like button. Then they went Denzel Burke, the corner, Hayden Connor, offensive guard, and Katan Crawford from Nevada. The first few picks, really, really impressive. Nolan, Johnson, Burch, and Simon, all guys I really, really, really like. Raiders had a great draft. Let's jump over to the Raiders. I'm not bueno. Let's break down your Raiders draft, right? Yeah, we got one against the Patriots too, bro. Last time I checked, Nick Foles upset a guy named Tom Brady, huh? Nick Foles for the win. All right, Raiders fans, you got Genty in round one. I really like that pick. How could you not? Ashton Genty goes to the Raiders. Chip Kelly, new offensive coordinator there, gets a bell cow back. The Jack Betch pick, I don't necessarily love that. I don't know how successful he's going to be at the NFL level, but we'll see. We'll see. 6'1", 214. I don't know. We'll have to see. He's a big guy, definitely an outside wide receiver at 6'1", 214. I don't know if he's quick enough to play in the slot. Reminds me a little bit of, Adam Thielen-ish type of guy. But I like the pick. I don't love the pick. And then Darian Porter, I love that pick, Raiders fans. That was a great pick there from Iowa State. Then they went two tackles in a row, Caleb Rogers and Charles Grant. Charles Grant was a great pick for the Raiders. Guy's got like 35-inch arms. Really, really talented guy from William and Mary. Small school guy. But I think with the right coaching, Charles Grant could be a really, really talented guy. At the came in a top 30 visit for the Philadelphia Eagles. I thought the Eagles were going to try to pick him up, but the Raiders picked him a couple picks before the Birds, man. I was really disappointed about that. They brought in another wide receiver, Deontay Thornton Jr. from Tennessee. This guy's a big X. If this guy can pan out, 6'5", 205, really true X. Then Tonka Hemingway, they got two really good D tackles late in the draft, the Raiders. Pigs and Hemingway. Both pretty solid guys, in my opinion, for this point in the draft. Fourth rounder, and Pigs was a sixth rounder. Pigs, 6'3", 309. That's a great value pick they got there, man. Yeah, the Eagles had a really good. I like their picks in the sixth round more than I like their picks in the fifth round, to be completely honest, man. I'm not bueno. I thought the fifth round was kind of mid. But in the sixth round, they did really, really good. But yeah, then, when's the last time the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl? I don't know, Trevor. I don't know. No, I'm not scared of the Buccaneers at all whatsoever. I'm not. How many games did they win last year? Huh? In the worst division in football. Go Birds. Tom Brady won the Super Bowl in 2020. That doesn't count. Tom Brady won the Super Bowl. The Buccaneers just rode his coattails to a Super Bowl victory. Yeah, they won 10 games in the worst division in football. 2 5-win teams. Every other team in the NFC South had a losing record. So you know what I'm saying? Come on. Yeah, and then they won 10 games this year. Yeah, Will Johnson, he definitely slid a little farther than I thought. Guys, I'm guessing the Will Johnson medicals were not good. For all those teams to pass on him almost twice, I don't know if the medicals probably aren't good. You know what I mean? He's probably not going to be ready for the start of the season, in my opinion. And as a rookie, that's a lot of valuable time you're going to miss getting ready for the mini camps and training camp. A lot of big misses there. Guys, if you're new to the channel, my name's Jay, host of the Jay All Day NFL Show. We just passed 15,000 subscribers. Do me a huge favor, man. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're bringing you killer NFL content all the time. 8 subscribers away from 15,100. So do me a solid. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, the Ravens, man. The Ravens just keep getting really, really, really good picks, man. Every time I'm just like, how does the league just keep letting the Ravens get these really good players, man? It really makes no sense. Just like how unbelievably talented the Ravens are able to get players that late in the draft. It's really impressive, man. It really, really is impressive. It doesn't even, I'm speechless. Because the Ravens, them getting Starks, I was just like, you gotta be kidding me, man. They got Malachi Starks and Mike Green. Are you kidding me? And Emory Jones, I do like him as well. Teddy Buchanan's a pretty solid linebacker from Cal. A lot of the other guys, like I do like Peebles, Virginia Tech, later guy, and Longer being from Rutgers. A lot of later round picks for the Ravens that I'm not super familiar with, but the top of the draft looks pretty good to me, Ravens fans. I absolutely love it. What's up, Scott Cherry Sr.? I'm a Philly guy. I live in LA now. Yeah, man. Like the NBA is just so hard to watch for me, man. Well, especially like the Sixers are just so bad. They're just so bad. Jamie, what's going on? Happened to family member? I thought he signed with y'all. I don't know. Yeah, you tell him, Donnie. You get him, Donnie. Get him, Donnie. Get him. Who did the 49ers get? You guys want to go over the 49ers draft? Let's do it. We're going to talk about the 49ers. They went Mykel Williams in round 1. Interesting pick. I think that was a little bit of a reach for Mykel Williams, to be honest. I think that was a bit of a reach. Then they went Alfred Collins. They really, their first, 5 picks, all defense for the 49ers, guys. All 5 picks. Defense. They blew it up this year, so they had to revamp that defense, right? Guys, if you're new to the channel, my name's Jay, former Bleacher Report subscribers away from 15,100, guys. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really does help us get into the algorithm. They went Nick Martin in the 3rd round. That was a reach too. Not great. I do like Upton's player, kind of corner, safety, nickel hybrid. I do like CJ West, the other D tackle that they brought in. He's pretty decent. Jordan James, the running back. I thought that was a great pick in the 5th round. I thought that was a really good value pick by 49ers. But the rest of this class, I don't know. I don't love it. The 49ers needed to hit a lot of home runs, and I think they reached on a lot of their picks. We shall see how it plays out, once you guys put these guys in pads and see what's up. But, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 defenders, and then they went offense at all 3 of their 7th round picks. A quarterback, a guard, and a wide receiver. So, not my favorite draft, The best pick for the Eagles is definitely Jihad Campbell, man. That dude is an absolute monster. He's unbelievable, man. I'm not mad at anything. The Eagles just won the Super Bowl, dude. Trevor, what are you talking about, man? Yeah, I mean, Howie Roseman was saying he was trying to get up into the 20s with, the Vikings to come up and get Jihad Campbell. And he just kept falling. And what's up, Gary? Welcome to the chat, buddy. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Jihad Campbell on pretty much everybody's board, top 15 guy. Top guy in this draft class on pretty much every board. I'm going to pull up my big board right now and see where I had him at. Where did I have Jihad Campbell? I think I had him at 14. Yeah, I think I had him at 14. Yeah, Jihad Campbell, absolute beast, man. Absolute beast. Guys, welcome to the show. You got any questions about the draft? Drop them in the comments below. We're breaking down these rosters. Appreciate you guys coming in. But make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, guys. All right, Packers fans, let's get it. Let's get it. Solid draft too, man. Pretty solid draft. Getting Matthew Golden in round 1. You think yours is a steal? I think he's a backup in the NFL, man. We'll see. Yeah, Rudy, I mean, the Ravens have been just such a great organization for years, man. They really do. They're really an exceptional organization just from top to bottom. Yeah, I'm going like B plus, A minus. Elvis, that's kind of where I'm going right now, guys. Eagles, 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 East Camden for life. What's going on, Bird Gang? Shedeur Sanders, man, what an epic slide he had, man. Yeah, Monkey Juice. Will Johnson, I probably would have traded down if that was me. If I want, not Will Johnson, Will Campbell, excuse me. But yeah, I probably would have traded down because I think you could have got him a lot earlier. Appreciate you guys all coming in and hanging out, Jamie. I mean, the Bears, what a draft, Jamie. You know that a lot of the guys the Bears drafted were guys I was exceptionally high on. What's up, Brandon? Welcome to the chat, buddy. I think let's pull up the Raiders draft. Go over it real quick. I love the Genzy pick. Great pick. The Betch pick, I don't know. I got to see a little more from him. I don't know if at 26 in the second round, I think there was a lot better value on the board there, personally, right? So if we go to round 2, where they drafted Betch, I mean, Mike Green was on the freaking board. Trey Amos was on the board. I mean, there's just way better guys. Darius Alexander was on the board. I mean, so many. Kyle Williams. He's a bit like Landon Jackson. I'm just like looking at all the guys. Princely Uman-Mielen, Caleb Johnson. Running backs, but Josiah Stewart. I mean, there's just a lot better players than Jack Betch available. So I don't necessarily love that pick from the Raiders. I do love their third round pick. Was it Darian Porter? I like that pick. He's a really good corner from Iowa State. He was one of my, a guy I really, really liked. I love his length. 195 pounds, guys. He's got a lot of length, and he's fast, too, man. He could run. 4.3 40 at 6'3 is freaking crazy, man. Crazy speed, guys. But, yeah, I love that pick. And then they went Charles Grant, Caleb Rogers, two guys I really like. I definitely like Charles Grant a little bit more than Caleb Rogers, but I think Caleb Rogers is probably going to swing in to potentially play guard at 6'5". I love Charles Grant, Tonka Hemingway, and J.J. Pigs, D tackles I like, and the 6th and 7th round picks, not guys I love, but, all right, guys. All right, I'm going to go through some of these comments real quick, guys, try to get to everybody. All right. Cowboys, Jets. Let's check out the Jets, guys. Remember, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, guys. We're at 15,092 subscribers. So if you could hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, it really does help us grow here, guys. So if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're going to break down the Jets draft next. Let's get into the New York Jets. They took Armand Membu, number 1. He was the guy in my mock draft. I said the Jets were going to go after Armand Membu. Just makes a lot of sense. Kind of give a really good offensive line to Justin Fields and to see what he has, right? You have Olu Fashanu on the left side. You got Armand Membu, a career right tackle, all of his years in college. That makes a lot of sense. And then they bring in Mason Taylor, Jason Taylor's son, the tight end. Young kid. He's not even 21 yet, but he's got a big frame, good hands, really good at catching the ball in traffic. If you watch his tape, he plays with no fear at all whatsoever. He goes over the middle of that field, takes a licking and keep on ticking kind of guy. I love that pick. Mason Taylor is an excellent selection in round 2. Might take him a couple years to develop a little bit because he's so young, but yeah, it's crazy. Like at the end of his rookie contract, he's going to be 25. It's crazy. You know what I mean? So it's 24 going on 25, which is even crazier to think about. So I love that Mason Taylor selection. I think that's an excellent pick. We just added a subscriber, guys. Thank you so much. Ezariah Thomas from Florida State, a cornerback that I really liked. 6'2", 200-pound guy from Florida State. ESPN gave him a 79 grade, getting him, third round, 9th selection. You're talking in the 70s, right? really, really good pick. I think this was a solid pick at that draft slot. Very, very good value. And then they went Arian Smith from Georgia. I'm not really familiar with him at all whatsoever. 6 foot 179, more of a slot guy. And then another great pick I like is Malachi Moore from Alabama. Kind of an unheralded guy in the draft process, but as you know, people like me and other pundits were talking about Malachi Moore and what he can bring to a defense. He started coming up in a lot of these mock drafts. He ended up going in the 4th round. He was projected like a 6th or 7th round guy. So Malachi Moore got his flowers. I think he's a really good player. Getting him in the 4th round, I like it. And then they went Malagoa and Tyler Barron in the 5th round. 2 5th-round picks. You know, pretty much special teams guys. I don't know if either of these guys make the roster. We'll have to see as time goes on. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to the channel. What was my read on Tyleik Williams from Mr. Squadway? I couldn't believe that pick, man. I just put out a short right now where I was just like, all the guys that were on the board, and then they went Tyleik Williams. Like, I was flabbergasted by that pick. I don't understand it. You had an opportunity to get Aiden Hutchinson, a running mate. I thought that was an awful pick by the Lions, but maybe they'll prove me wrong. What's up, Treyway? Go Birds! Yeah, Jerry Jones, oh my gosh. Yeah, the whole Jack Betch brother situation in New Orleans is sad, man. People are crazy. It's just like, you got to tell the people you love that you love them every day, man, because you never know when some crazy shit can happen. Oh, thanks, Elvis. I appreciate you. You'll sub if I say butt fumble. Butt fumble! Well, I mean, Mason Taylor's going to probably be a plug-and-play guy, a tight end right away, man. Kirtan Patel. I mean, the kid is exceptional, man. Wait till you see him make these catches over the middle of the field, man. Mason Taylor. And Justin Fields doesn't have the best accuracy outside the numbers, right? So I think they could funnel this offense through a tight end, and that would make a lot of sense. A lot of people thought like the Jets could potentially go Tyler Warren early because that kind of fits what Justin Fields does well. He doesn't have the best arm strength in the world, not the most accurate quarterback ever, but if you keep it in the middle of the field with some slants and some curls and some comebacks, you can like move the football a little bit. Hermdog LP. I thought the Grant pick was a huge reach. Like a huge reach. That was, honestly, of all the picks in round 1, that was my least favorite pick. The freaking Dolphins need so much help at corner and safety, and then they take Kenneth Grant. Like, I just don't get it. There's guys that you could have got later in the draft. I hated that pick. That was one of my least favorite picks in the first round. The Dolphins really, like, Malachi Starks is still on the freaking board, man. A lot of really good corners are on the board. You know, Johnny Barron's still on the board. He would have fit great in that defense. Like, I don't understand the thought process behind the Kenneth Grant pick. Or get an offensive lineman. Thank you, guys. We just added another subscriber. We're up to 15,094. 6 more to go to get to 15,100. What do you think about Savion in the 3rd? Debo type of guy, gadget guy, big and physical. Yeah, I mean, Savion Williams is a big boy, you know, so. And the Packers, you know, if you look at the way they drafted. But kudos to Green Bay, man. They put on a great show. Green Bay fans really turned out. Really impressive, man. It looked like so much fun. I got to go to the draft next year because it was just so much fun. It looked like so much fun. Savion Williams, 6'4", 222, true X type of wide receiver in the 3rd round. Big-bodied guy, man. You know, they need an X, and they got one. I think Matthew Golden could have played the X, but now you got a really, really, really big outside wide receiver for Jordan Love. They really, really tried to give Jordan Love some weapons. They went wide receiver, offensive line, wide receiver, you know. And they went offensive tackle later in the draft. And they went defense in the middle of this draft. What about Jerry Jones? I think the Tyler Booker selection was a huge reach, man. I think he would have been there in the second round. So I think that was a terrible pick. Yeah, I mean, the Lions draft was peculiar to say the least. Yeah, the Tesla, I mean, most people had Tesla graded as like a fifth round, sixth round guy, and they got him in the third. I don't understand that pick either. What's up, Curtis? Welcome to the chat. Yeah, I mean, blue and gold matter. Like, it was just why, like, all the needs that that team has. You're going to draft a guard. He's pretty one dimensional. He's big and he's strong and he's physical, right, guys? But he's not really super athletic, right? Very one dimensional, downhill kind of offensive guard, you know? So that was a weird pick by the Cowboys. And then they didn't draft a running back until the fifth round. I don't know what the hell the Cowboys are doing, but as an Eagles fan, I absolutely love it. Guys, welcome to the chat. My name's Jay, host of the Jay All Day NFL Show, former Bleacher Report featured columnist, YouTuber now, been doing NFL on YouTube for about a year and a half now. So if you like NFL content, you want predictions, picks, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Last year, guys, with my bets, I do my members only bets. We crushed it. I bet every single week of the entire NFL season. I only made one deposit. At the end of the year, we were up 80% on our initial investment. So if you match my units, you were up 80%. So if you put $1,000 in, Jay All Day made you $800, man. Not too shabby. Not too shabby on that ROI. And we went on a killer run with predictions towards the end of the season, guys. 110 wins, only 39 losses the last 9 weeks of the year. We absolutely crushed it. That's why you got to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, guys. Okay, here we go. How did the Commanders do in the draft? How did the Commanders do in the draft? Let's pull up the selections. I like the Josh Connerly Jr. pick, right? I thought he was in play for the Philadelphia Eagles at 32. They did trade up to 31 to get Jahad Campbell, but Josh Connerly Jr., very athletic guy. Hold on, guys. I got a sneeze brewing. Oh, I got a sneeze brewing. Oh, it's cooking. Woo, sorry, guys. Sorry. I love the Connerly Jr. pick. Trey Amos in round 2. Another pick I really, really liked. And Jalen Lane, a guy I thought was kind of unheralded in the draft process. I like Jalen Lane. He could kind of be a slot-ish type of guy. You got Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, Jalen Lane. You're starting to build a lot of weapons here, guys. So I like what they did here. And then they went linebacker. I wish they would have addressed the defense a little bit more. I mean, they only had 5 picks, right? And then going to running back in the 7th round, I don't know about all that business. But they had an okay draft. Not a lot of picks, but the picks they did make, pretty good. I did like Medrano from UCLA. Pretty solid draft. Yeah, I definitely think the Giants reach for Jackson Dart. I rewatched the Combine. Him throwing at the Combine, it was pretty awful. Straight up. He looked horrible. But, you know, when you're at the Combine, you're throwing with guys you don't know. You know what I mean? So you take everything with a grain of salt, right? But still, didn't look great. I'm not a huge fan. I like the Commanders draft. All day, more like until the monster hits the bladder. I don't know what the hell that means. I hope not. I hope they don't ban the tush push. Okay, Jake, I'm going to break down the Browns. I thought the Browns had a really, really good draft. You know, if I'm going on an A through F scale, I love the trade down. The trade down was amazing business. If you are into the business of football, I think the Jaguars grossly overpaid for Travis Hunter. I think he'll be good at the NFL level, but I don't think he's worth all those picks. So, they get Mason Graham, and then they pretty much got the Quinshon Judkins for free. So they drop back a couple spots and they get Quinton Judkins, an absolute freaking beast monster from Ohio State. He's big, he's strong, he's fast as shit. 6 foot, 221, under 4.5 speed. I mean, come on. Come on. Second fastest 10-yard split. So he can get going, dude, at 220 pounds. He is going to be a pain in the ass to tackle, man. Quinton Judkins is a baller. Harold Fannin Jr., a tight end I absolutely love. Very productive in college. We'll see how his skill set translates to the NFL. You know, not the biggest guy in the world, 6'3", 241. Pretty decent size, though. I like him. And then, you know, Dylan Gabriel. And then they got Dylan Sampson in round 4. Like, I don't know if I would have wasted another fourth-round pick, but the value was just so crazy. So you got Judkins and Dylan Sampson, man. That's really impressive. And then you let Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders go into a paper bag and fight each other and see who ends up being the better quarterback, right? Yeah, I like the draft. I probably wouldn't have doubled up at running back. Probably. But, man, getting Dylan Sampson and Judkins, like, you're set at running back for quite some time. You know, and then Shedeur Sanders. You know, say what you want about Shedeur Sanders. Getting him in the 5th round is an absolute steal for any team. Yeah, Kenzo, I don't think if drafting Shedeur Sanders was a possibility at all, I would not have drafted Dylan Gabriel. I agree with that. So I'm going to go B+. Just because of the double up at quarterback, I don't love that. Yeah, I think they did really good. Guys, I'm a fan of the draft. Just the double up at running back. For a team that has a lot of needs, you're doubling up at 2 positions. I don't know if that's necessarily the best way to build your roster long term. Thank you, guys. We just added 2 more subscribers. We're up to 15,097. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, sometimes, like with quarterbacks, you got to throw shit at the wall and hope something sticks. The NFL, like Mel Kiper says, I disagree with a lot of shit Mel Kiper says sometimes, but he is right on the money that the NFL sucks at evaluating quarterbacks. Yeah, I mean, getting Dylan Sampson and Judkins in the same draft makes no sense. I just don't even understand. And then the Cowboys pick some bum in the 5th round. Like, what are the Cowboys doing? I like Dylan Gabriel, Jamie, but he's small, you know? And it's rare that these small quarterbacks are, like, super successful at the NFL level. 5'11", 200 pounds. The dude is small, you know? So, how do I feel about Shedeur Sanders plummeting? I think, honestly, he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. He came into these interviews thinking his shit didn't stink and that, like, I'm going to take control of your organization and I don't really care what you have to say. And apparently in some of the interviews, he wasn't really prepared. You know, from what I heard from the Giants interview, Brian Daboll was, like, asking him, like, check downs and, like, some reads that he wasn't prepared for. And then they got in a little stink because he wasn't prepared for the question. So, you know, dealing with a young kid with an ego could be really, really challenging if you draft him in round 1 because you're so committed to him. But in the 5th round, if you're going to be a pain in the ass, you can just go sit on the bench and I don't have to deal with it, right? So that's kind of my thought process. I like Deebo Samuel. I think he could definitely be a functioning player. Deebo, it's never been about his skill set, right? He's a super talented guy. For Deebo, it's about can you stay healthy? That's kind of been his whole MO, right? Can he stay healthy? If he can stay healthy, he can be a productive player for whatever team he's on. But can he stay healthy? That's the thing. Oh, yeah, the guy from, he's on the Buccaneers, right? Desmond Watson, like 430 pounds. You know? It all depends. Like, we'll have to see how athletic he is, right? Because, okay, so he's in a zero technique nose, right? So do you, like, run in the A gaps or you run in the B gaps? Like, in the tush push, it's kind of a zero technique, kind of right behind the center. And, like, Jalen Hurts will pick, you know, one of the A gaps. But if you get that big monster in the middle of the defense, you might want to go to the B gap. Yeah, Tim, I'm just calling it like I see it, man. That's like one thing I do on this channel, guys. You'll get to know me is like, I don't do things for clicks. I just call it like I see it. For good or bad or indifferent. Am I right all the time? Absolutely not. But I think from doing a lot of tape study, from playing football my whole life, I just call it like I see it. I hope so, man. I would like to see him successful. I would love to see the Browns organization, and they have a good head coach. The Browns head coach is a really, really good head coach. So I think that Kevin Stefanski is a good football coach. He's a good football mind. So I'm excited to see. I would love for Hard Knocks to cover the Browns. How exciting would that be? Get to see Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco all battling out in camp. Now that's must-see TV, guys. That is must-see TV. I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that. Yeah, Dillon Gabriel's game is like accuracy and throwing on time. And Jet, a lot of people that are saying the same things about Dillon Gabriel said the same shit about Bo Nix. And I was telling you guys that Bo Nix' skill set was going to translate to the NFL. And so many people called me a dummy, and I don't know what I'm talking about, and I should go back to MMA. But I'm telling you, that accuracy plays. Now, can he get through his reads and his progressions as well as Bo Nix did? We'll have to see. What did Bo Nix throw, like 29 touchdown passes or something? That's crazy, man. So, like, accuracy plays. That's why I wasn't as low on Shedeur as some people were. 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. He almost threw for 4,000 yards as a rookie. Yo, I like it. Yeah, the Steelers are in a weird situation. Well, the Giants brought a lot of guys in, right? They brought in Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston. So Dart's probably not going to play right away unless shit goes bad fast. But the Steelers, I don't know what the hell the Steelers are doing. I don't know what the Steelers are doing. I don't know. Yeah, the Steelers had a very peculiar draft, to say the least, guys. Thank you, guys. We just added 3 more subscribers. You guys are the best. 15,097. Only 3 more to go to 15,100. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I just think that, like, between Deion Sanders being like, I don't want him to go to this team, and I don't want him to do this, people, like, don't want to deal with that shit, man. Like, every Sunday, Sanders is going to be coming out and, like, this is what I would do, and you're not using my son right when he struggles, you know what I mean? So it's just, like, I don't understand, like, why. Yeah, I do understand why. It's like, if I'm drafting Shedeur Sanders in round 1, and stuff starts to go sour, like, you're going to be hearing it all the time. Yeah, I wouldn't want to deal with him. Very opinionated guy. And, like, every week you got to worry about what he's going to say to the media. What's he going to say to Pat McAfee? What's he going to say on this outlet and that outlet? And it's just. Yeah, Jet, I just think he really, really, really rubbed people the wrong way. And obviously it was more than one team, right? When you're dropping to the 5th round, you're talking 130 picks or whatever it was. Like, people were not too keen on his attitude. Thank you, guys. We just added 2 more subscribers. and he's just around, just peacocking around with his hat turned sideways, just like acting like he's the king shit. It's like you're a professional football player, man. Like you gotta like act like a pro. I like guys with a little moxie, a little swag, a little bit of confidence. I like that. But at the same time, you got to know your shit. And when they ask you questions, you can't be fumbling around and getting pissed because people are calling out when you're not doing your homework. So, yeah, man, I just think it's for the Eagles. It's other teams drafting bad. Like it's crazy. A lot of teams picks in the 20s. I was just like, what the heck is going on? Yes, Seth, 100%, buddy. I like when the NFC East is competitive. There's nothing more I would love to see the Giants, Cowboys, and Commanders all be really good. Because then those games are so exciting to watch, right? So I love it. I love it, man. He's probably a fourth or fifth round guy, Kenzo. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens in Cleveland, man. I mean, we'll see. I would love to see Gabriel or Shador Sanders like take the reins and run, man. Wasn't he like a long snapper or something, Max? So I don't really know much about him. But like, so that's just the Steelers are shows like they're like very short sighted, like in my opinion. Like Aaron Rodgers is old and he's slow and his arm speed isn't there anymore. So it's just like I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get the long term trajectory of your franchise. Like when you're rudderless, essentially, right? Like they drafted Will Howard. I do like Will Howard though. 6'4", 236 in the sixth round. But he's a sixth round pick for a reason, right, guys? So the schedule comes out May 16th, I think, him. And then we got a long wait until the end of August and September, brother. Nah, there's no way they can put Shador Sanders on a practice squad, man. There's no way, dude. Someone's going to put him on their active roster. Injuries are going to happen. You can't put Shador Sanders on a practice squad. That would be a huge mistake. Yeah, we'll see, Jet. We'll see. I'm really curious to see what he looks like in camp. I want to see him throw on time and see that arm accuracy. Call all the round one busts. All right, let's look at like round one busts. Huh. I don't know. I really hated the Kenneth Grant pick. I think Jalen Walker could be a bust. I think he could be a bust. He's got a high missed tackle rate. He's terrible in coverage, and he can't stop the run. Same thing with Shamar Stewart, man. I mean, not super productive. Good tools, not super productive guy. Yeah, I'm taking a look at first round. Jackson Dart. Yeah, I think the edge guys have the most potential for bust. James Pierce Jr., Tyleek Williams is another one. Maxwell Harrison, a guy I didn't really love. He's just not big enough, man. 5'11", 180. He's like a slot guy. I don't know. We'll see. But I love Josh Simmons. The Donovan Jackson pick was a little bit weird by the Vikings, too. Thought that was a little bit of a reach. But yeah, I mean, talent-wise, I mean, the quarterbacks, man. The quarterbacks and the edge guys, they could be busts for me. What's up, TY1 Eagle? What's going on? Daniel Barry Sports, what's going on? Yeah, I mean, Cam Ward's, they're going to start him day one, man. You don't draft the guy number one overall to sit him on the bench. I mean, I think it's good value. Getting Will Howard in the sixth round, he's a big, tall, physical guy. We'll see. He's very similar to Mason Rudolph, right? I don't know how much separation is going to be between those two. We'll have to see. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know why any team would want to bring in Aaron Rodgers. I think he might wait till somebody gets hurt, honestly. What's up, Nico? I mean, I like the value. You can't go wrong drafting a guy with that kind of physical tools in the sixth round. I think that's good value any way you slice it. Whether he's a bust or a backup, even if you get an NFL backup in the sixth round, it's like worth it. I mean, the injuries are definitely a little concerning, Nelson, but when he's healthy, he's such a freak show because he could play off ball linebacker or outside linebacker in the Eagles defense, right? So he could really do it all. Very impressive guy. Guys, if you're new to the channel, my name's Jay, host of the Jay All Day NFL Show. We're here just chopping up NFL talk, man. I'm always bringing you guys some of the best NFL content on YouTube as I break down these rosters, some of my favorite draft picks, all that stuff. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Grade the 49ers draft. For me, I'm gonna it's a B minus. I thought there was they left a lot of meat on the bone. They had a lot of picks. And I don't see a lot of super difference makers on their selections. I like some of them, but I think Mykel Williams was a bit of a reach at 11. I think Alfred Collins was a reach in the second round. I don't even know who the hell Nick Martin is. ESPN gave him a 53 grade in the third round. I do like Upton Stout and CJ West. Jordan James, I think it's a steal in the fifth round. I like him from Oregon. And they have 3 seventh-round picks that'll be lucky to make the roster. So I don't love the draft. I'm going to say B minus, C plus. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they work out an extension, DMCD games. 3-year extension, 2-year extension. What I would do is give him a little raise this year and then extend it for 2 more years. That's what I would do. Yeah, Kenzo, I think you're right on the money, brother. I mean, he's not testing the market. He's still under contract this year, Kenzo. But yeah, I mean, the Eagles could play it out, let him just play out his contract, Yeah, Jack Sawyer, yeah, a lot of people were perplexed by his fall. I like Jack Sawyer. 6'4", 260. He's a good player. Yeah, I think they're going to put him at off-ball linebacker, DMCD games for sure. That's where he'll start. We're not trading Jalen Hurts. What's up, Hobo123? Welcome to the chat, bud. Thank you, guys. We just crossed 15,100 subscribers. We're up to 15,104. You guys are the freaking best. Appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate all the support, guys. Yeah, I mean, quarterbacks are so overpaid, man. It's crazy. It makes no sense to me. There's got to be a means to an end with this. Trevor Lawrence isn't worth, and Dak Prescott aren't worth $60 million a year. They're just not. Yeah, I think Brock Purdy is a 45 to $50 million a year quarterback. You know what I mean? And some teams got to stand up and be like, I'm going to pay you a good salary, $45 million, and if you don't want it, go kick rocks. And let some other team take a risk. Nice, man. My grandfather was a big Steelers fan. Dat boy Claus, I agree. And they're paying him, what, $50 million a year? It's ridiculous. Yeah, I think he's a 45 to $50 million a year quarterback. You know, like if the top guy in the NFL makes 60, Brock Purdy's at 45. And the NFL is just like, the next guy makes more money and the next guy makes more money and they all get caught holding the bag. It's so stupid. I didn't love the Cowboys draft. LA. I didn't love the Cowboys draft. It was okay. Yeah, the Booker pick was a huge reach. I do like the Donovan Ezeraku pick in the second round and the Savon Revel pick, but Revel's coming off a really big injury. Not getting a running back to the fifth round kind of sucks. And the guys they got in the sixth and seventh round, like, a lot of them might not even make the roster. So, I don't know. Is Hurts what he won a Super Bowl, man. Jalen Hurts Hurts has been to 2 Super Bowls, man. 2. He should have won both of them. If the defense didn't implode the first time they played the Chiefs, he would have 2 rings. Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't pay him. I would have, that's a tough decision, man. Because starting over and trying to find a quarterback, you get yourself in quarterback purgatory, and then it's like, it's a shit show, So, Purdy's a serviceable quarterback. He's like in the 12 to 20 rankings, in my opinion. Yeah, they did okay, Nico. I agree. I think they did okay. All right. Talk to you later, TY1 Eagle. Peace out, brother. I appreciate you guys coming in, hanging out, chatting it up. We just added another subscriber. We're up to 15,105. You guys are the best. Canada Green, what's going on? Welcome to the chat. I mean, you got to go Brock Purdy because he's way younger. You know what I mean? Like, Geno Smith, I've never been a big Geno Smith fan to begin with at all, but I'm probably going to go Brock Purdy, even in both their primes. Yeah, I like Xavier Watts. It was a good pick. He's a good player. Go Birds! Go Birds! The Giants draft was okay. I think they did pretty good. I think the Jackson Dart trade up, I didn't love that. I mean, you got to love Abdul Carter. And Darius Alexander is a gangster, dude. You're going to love him. And Cam Skattebo, Cam Skattebo, as an Eagles fan, it breaks my heart. But, Cam Skattebo is going to ball out. I know, Ken. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Welcome to the chat, man. Always good seeing you, pal. I like it. I like the Eagle. I mean, his tape looks good to me, man. He lays the wood. Makuba lays the wood. He lays the wood. So I like it. Go Birds! Cam Skattebo is so good. He's so good. And I just love his mindset. He's just a good dude. He's just a real, lunch pail kind of football player, and I love that. I'm going Josh Allen for sure. I like Lamar Jackson, but I think Josh Allen's got it all. No, I gotta see him play at the NFL level before I compare to like C.J. Gardner-Johnson is a true professional safety, man. Like a player's player. So that's big shoes to fill, man. But guys, welcome to the chat. My name's Jay, host of the Jay All Day NFL show. We're here, chopping it up. I was a former Bleacher Report writer, turned YouTuber. Here we are. Yeah, scouts always throw out comparisons, but we'll see. We shall see. You know, I think the Eagles wanted to get younger at that position. They got Reed. Now they got Makuba, you know. I wish they would have got a higher pick at the cornerback spot, but we'll see. We'll see if the Eagles, someone in that room can step up. You know, that's kind of where we're at. We got to see if someone will step up. I don't know, real Donald Trump. It's going to be a camp battle. You got 4 guys vying for a spot. You got Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, Joe Flacco. Should be fun to watch. Yeah, I mean, comparisons like, you know, those guys get paid like $5 an hour to write those articles, so not a lot of work goes into them. Some guys are great, but the ones on Yahoo, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I read reports that he came in for an interview with Pittsburgh and he bombed it. And he did really bad, and people left that meeting scratching their head. They were like, do we want to bring this kid into our organization? And ultimately, they chose no. Pretty much, I mean, him going in the 5th round, every team passed on him 4 times or more, depending if he had extra picks. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see like how that all plays out. But yeah, the Browns had a pretty interesting draft. So they were able to double up at the running back position when they bring in Caleb Johnson and Judkins, right? Really impressive, man. And they got Mason Graham too, Judkins, 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, Mason Graham and Carson Schlesinger. Pretty nice haul, man. I don't know, man. I'm not a big Aaron Rodgers guy, especially at this point in his career. Like, he got, like, the last job he had with the Jets, he got the GM and the head coach fired. And then he got released. Like, what a shit show. So, I don't know. I'm not bringing them in. But, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap up this live stream. I got to go to work tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel. You guys have been showing me a ton of support. We're at 15,106 subscribers now, guys. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for contributing to the chat. That means a lot to me when you guys ask questions and comments. It's great. It really brings a life to these live chats, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. What would you rank the draft for who? Deep Press Man. What team? I'll answer this real quick before I skedaddle out of here. Thank you, guys. We just added another subscriber. You guys are the business. Hurry up, Deep Press Man. What would you rank the draft? That's kind of a very vague question. I mean, I think Green Bay did a great job hosting, right? I think they did an incredible job. The fans showed up. They showed out. For the Birds, I go A-. A-. I think they got positions in need. They got some interesting guy. Yeah, I'm in between B+ and A-. You know, we'll see how some of these other later round picks turn out. They traded a lot of picks, moved around the board. There's some spots I really didn't like. You know, there's 2 picks that I scratching my head on, but maybe I'll be wrong about that. We'll see. So yeah, B+, A-. That's where I'm at with the Birds. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Peace.